Good evening everybody, and welcome back to episode 173 of Enter Crypto, where twice a day I keep you informed and fully up to date on all things crypto. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then subscribe to the channel. I put out a new video every 12 hours. And today we're going to be talking about an article I found in CoinDesk. It's from their technology section and it's about Solana. Solana in the news yet again for negative reasons. In this instance, this might be the fourth time that this chain has either halted or slowed down. Really bad news for anyone who owns any SOL tokens. I have, said numerous times on this channel to stay well away from this network. It's not, it has a huge amount of investors. From sort of seed investors and angel investors from the beginning, big companies, high net worth individuals that are just pushed since the very inception of Solana, have really pushed this token, pushed this network, done huge amount of marketing, and no money is really, when you look back, has gone into actually researching any of the development, any research or development gone into any of the blockchain technology at all. So it's basically kind of a clone, really. It's a bit like BNB is to what BNB is to ETH. It's just a clone, and they can get such a high throughput because it's so centralized. They have this sort of vertical scaling as opposed to horizontal scaling, and so they're able to, with just a few validators or with a few centralized actors, they can really scale that up. But of course that means it's not decentralized, so it's not very robust or resilient to attack, which is obviously not what you want. We want something like Bitcoin that's very resilient and very robust. So we'll go through the news article. It's quite a short one. Infrastructure operators on the Sol network rushed to right the struggling blockchain early Saturday after a tech issue throttled users' ability to trade crypto, transfer assets or do anything on-chain. The blockchain started forking, which is creating conflicting versions of its transaction history at around 12:53 in the morning New York time, according to Solana's Discord server. Shortly after that, validators' RAM began increasing while the chain's transaction throughput fell off a cliff. Those tech troubles combined to effectively freeze nearly all on-chain activity on the Solana network, and by 2 o'clock the network was processing about 93 transactions per second, well below the rate near 5,000 transactions per second some 15 minutes prior, according to the data site Solana Explorer. Just to give you a quick insight, for anyone who doesn't know, most people who watch this channel do know, but the transaction per second rate for Bitcoin, for example, is around 6, just 6 transactions per second it can tolerate. Solana is doing an average of around 5,000 transactions per second, but like I say, that's because it's extremely centralized. Binance chain can do the same because it's extremely centralized. It's very difficult for Bitcoin to do that because it's decentralized. So we have to have a trade-off somewhere, and that's why there's so much effort going into layer 2 solutions. Because at the base layer protocol level, or Bitcoin's base layer protocol, we don't want to risk centralizing it because it makes it too easy to attack. So we create layer 2 solutions and roll-ups and side chains to mitigate that risk. It was a crisis reminiscent of the chain's rocket tech incidents in 2022, when a series of halts and slowdowns prompted reforms to how Solana manages inbound traffic. Saturday's incident had no immediate culprit, though validator operators and network engineers suspected a bug in the new version of Solana code that had come online hours before. Without a definite bug to squash, some validators began downgrading to the previous version in hopes of reviving Solana's throughput, said the pseudonymous Solblaze, who runs a liquid staking pool and is active in developer circles. Later, Solana employees began advocating for the downgrade too. Within hours, a supermajority of validators had switched back to the old software in their attempt to restore Solana's operations, but it did little to solve the still unknown problem that was weighing down performance. The effort then turned to a more drastic solution, restarting the chain to the point immediately prior to the forking. Coordinating a restart attempt means that the chain will be offline completely, which is always the last resort, Solblaze said. This is just typical, this is a terrible blockchain, is this. It's, because of the marketing that's gone into this and the effort that they've tried to, they basically try to hide everything, and so it's really difficult to find any news like this. It's not too bad now because quite a lot of time has passed since its inception, but it used to be the case when FTX, because FTX was also shilling Sol. If you remember, SBF was always talking about Sol and promoting it and doing it with giving certain promotions like not having fees if you traded Sol on the FTX platform and all kinds of stuff like that. So to promote it and promote its usage. But it's just been plagued with problems. It cannot compete with the rest because it's just not as good. It's just not simple. Then the developer, the amount of developers that are on Sol is just nothing compared to, say, something like Ethereum. So, a bit, in my opinion, a big sort of stay away from it if I was you. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you've had a different experience. I personally have never held this, but I've never shorted it either. I don't short in crypto because it's, even if you are right long term, you can be very, very wrong short term and get liquidated pretty rapidly, within minutes or even seconds. So I don't short, I never short any cryptocurrency. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, guys. Remember, everybody, to please subscribe to the channel, join my team, and I'll keep you updated on all things crypto every 12 hours. Don't forget to smash the like button if you feel you got some value from this video, and I'll see you all in 12 hours time.